We got the first vaccines and I was already 27 weeks pregnant. But by that point in the pandemic, I'd already seen mamas and babies die of COVID. And so for me, I was weighing risks that were theoretic, possible, but not probable. But I was weighing that against very real risks of COVID, especially in pregnancy, because COVID hits pregnant women harder. And so women with COVID are more likely to end up in the ICU, more likely to need a breathing tube, and are more likely to die. And so those were the very real risks that I was seeing in the hospital. During a pregnancy, your body is being challenged in so many more ways. You are supporting a growing life. You have to have 50% more blood so that you can pump it to the baby and to the uterus. You have to breathe faster just to keep up with enough oxygen for you and the baby. You have to eat more calories so you can grow the baby. Your body is like a 9-month stress test. There's actually changes in the way our body recognizes and fights infection. And a lot of infections like flu or COVID are actually more severe in pregnancy. COVID can kill you. COVID can kill anyone, but especially in pregnancy, it's very, very dangerous. By getting a vaccine like COVID, not only are you protecting yourself, and by protecting yourself, you're protecting your baby, but you actually will make antibodies, and those are things that fight infection. And those antibodies will cross into the placenta and go into your baby. So we have evidence that babies whose moms have been vaccinated against COVID are protected because of that shot. If you continue to breastfeed as well, that's even better, because then you're getting antibodies not only through the placenta and the vaccination, but after birth, you're able to continue that by getting these antibodies by mouth.
As someone who decided to breastfeed my child, I was already keenly aware of all the health benefits that it could provide. And being in this unknown pandemic, as a mother, I wanted to do whatever I could to protect my son. So vaccination was a no-brainer in that sense, because I knew that that was really the only way that I was going to have to protect him.
I actually was vaccinated the first week that the vaccine came out. I got the Pfizer vaccine. And I wanted to make sure that I did as much as I could for him. So I continued to nurse him even though he had turned 2 years old. So then that way we could get him as much antibodies as we knew. I got boosted in September, so I was around 27 weeks pregnant at that time. I had an appointment with my OB, and so I had that conversation with him. And he recommended, if that's something that I wanted to do, is to go ahead and get boosted. So then that way I would have a high antibody load.
You know, all the talk about infertility and this and that. I did my research. I entrusted all of my health and the health of my future child with my OBs. And they said that everything would be okay, that there was no link to infertility whatsoever. That was my main concern. But I took the vaccines, first and second doses, and had no problems getting pregnant.
It's always been a yes for us. I mean, we get vaccinated for all sorts of things. Why wouldn't we get vaccinated for this? We were in such a sad and lonely situation being pregnant and starting our family that we just wanted it to end. And we really trusted the people who were in charge of things. We know that even though it was released quickly, it wasn't developed quickly, that the science behind the vaccines has been around for a long time, and that helped us with any nerves that we might have had.
Women who are pregnant always want to do the right things by their babies and their families. In order to protect yourself and in order to protect your baby, I would absolutely recommend the vaccine. If you're pregnant, get the vaccine. If you're thinking about getting pregnant, get the vaccine. If you're not thinking about getting pregnant, you should still get the vaccine.